Hi, I'm Adam Johns from the Chicago Sun-Times, and I'm joined here back in Bourbonnais by my colleague Mark Potash. Another Bears training camp is upon us, and let's talk about the newness. We got John Fox, Ryan Pace, and newness is the word Jay Cutler used to describe things. You know, Mark Trestman is gone, Phil Emery is gone. We know it was a tumultuous season last year, a lot of discord in the locker room, and Kyle Long kind of came clean today and said there was walls in the locker room, but now they're knocked down. What do you make of our chats with John Fox and Ryan Pace today, and Long and Cutler?
Well, it's interesting that now some of the things are coming out a little bit, at least about how kind of bad.
They're on record now. Yeah.
How bad things were last year for the players individually and as a team. It just wasn't working. That's kind of been confirmed, and what we heard now is that they are looking very much forward to having this clean slate and kind of a new professional atmosphere. I guess I hate to disparage Phil Emery and Mark Trestman, but you know something, this just feels like a professional atmosphere where these guys have done this before, and I think the players you can tell that they definitely notice it and appreciate it. Who knows? We've been through these things so many times. You never know how they're going to work out. The Bears roster still needs a lot of work, but at least that's a good step forward. You always feel good at the first day of training camp, and they have a right to be at it.
You're right. The Bears felt very good about where they felt last year.
Absolutely.
At this time.
Competition was the big word at this time last year.
I mean,
what happened to that?
Jay Cutler came here in a conversion van. A week later, Brandon Marshall's declaring him an MVP candidate. How quickly things change. Brandon Marshall is gone, but Jay Cutler is here, and it's the same old storyline. A new offense to learn, new coaches for him, yet he's still the quarterback.
He was pretty much the same Jay Cutler that we've seen on the first day of training camp ever since he's been here. I think he's a different person. I think he's actually a better person, a better player. I think he'll be a better player in this regime. But as far as anything he said, I didn't get any indication that things have changed for him. It was pretty much standard Jay Cutler stuff. I guess what I'm saying is we really don't know what's going to happen based on what we heard today. There's so much. I think that the big thing I got out of this was how important it is how well they evaluate. All these practices, they've got a lot of work to do, putting players in new positions on both sides of the ball, and I think it's going to be interesting to see how Ryan Pace especially evaluates talent and different positions to get everybody in the right spot at the right time.
I will say this, Ryan Pace has his entire scouting staff, his entire personnel department down here in Bourbonnais. He wants to thoroughly examine what he has on this team. There was some news today. Willie Young and Lamar Houston have been cleared of their injuries. You know, they both had serious off-season surgeries. And then Kevin White, this is the big one, the star rookie receiver, the first-round draft pick for the Bears, is going to start on the physically unable to perform list with a shin injury.
Well, the PUP list is kind of a scary thing. It's usually think it has a connotation of a kind of a player who's really not going to be a big contributor. But Kyle Long was on it last year, and he had a Pro Bowl season. So all it means that he is ineligible to practice until he's ready to practice. And the way Pace explained it is that it was just kind of a precaution, just to allow him to get, as he called it, cardiovascular work, get back up. He has not been active for the last month. They want him to get back up to speed in that regard, and once he's ready, he's ready. So all we know of right now is that he's not going to be able to practice, but he will be there when the bell rings.
All right, well, training camp is full go now. We'll be here in Bourbonnais. Stay with SunTimes.com for all our Bears coverage.